It's a Tesla robot. This is super secret.
Prototype to try out. It's a little dinged up.
She's so nervous.
So don't mind the scratches and stuff. But yeah, comment down below. Let me know what you. Okay.
This is actually scary.
Comment down below what you want me to test with this thing.
Would you want a robot?
Get to
robotics company in Japan this week. 4 robots being developed for military applications killed 29 humans in the lab. And they did it by shooting what he called metal bullets. The scariest part is that lab workers deactivated 2 of the robots, took apart the 3rd. But the 4th robot began restoring itself and somehow connected to an orbiting satellite to download information about how to rebuild itself even more strongly than before.
Mark my words, AI is far more dangerous than nukes. Far.
At a top robotics company in Japan this week, 4 robots being developed for military applications killed 29 humans in the lab. And they did it by shooting what he called metal bullets. The scariest part is that lab workers deactivated 2 of the robots, took apart the 3rd. But the 4th robot began restoring itself and somehow connected to an orbiting satellite to download information about how to rebuild itself even more strongly than before.
Mark my words, AI is far more dangerous than nukes. Far.
At a top robot.
Hey, Shalom, Aki. This is Yahawah here, the Surrogate of Yahawashi, slash paradigms. With all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, BAHASHAM, Kohakodash. Devil honors to the apostles and elders of Greatmillstone, taught me his truth and rule well. Peace and salutations unto the shepherds, feed the sheep of the Heavenly Father, Yahawah, and his only begotten Son, Yahawashi, who the word we call Jesus Christ. Okay, he's coming back to deliver the predestined elect of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, which includes 144,000 prophets, which are all men. And the men, women, and children that consist of a great multitude written in the book of Revelation, the 7th chapter, to be delivered from the set plagues that the Lord is going to send against this place, against the wicked. All right, and that main plague, the final plague, which is that lake of fire, which is the thermonuclear ICBM destruction of Babylon the Great and other kingdoms around the world, before he sets up the kingdom of heaven using his son, angelic forces, and the house of David. All right, that election. Okay, and peace and salutations to the shepherds that feed the sheep of Yahawah and Yahawashi. All right, and to you sincere Akim and Akwakim, which means brothers and sisters. All right, to you I say Shalom. Like I said, it's not a color thing or a geographical thing or location. All right, this thing is of spirit and bloodline. All right, Israel is as the sand of the sea. They have been scattered in every nation of the heavens. It means we'll have mixed complexions. They will have mixed complexions, mixed features, speak different tongues, or even closely resemble that of another nation. But their spirit and bloodline goes back to the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, which are the so-called Negroes, West Indian Haitians, Hispanic Latinos, and Native Seminole Indians. Okay, and the Mexican Indian, of course. So to you, say Shalom. This is a real quick video going into the videos that's been being passed around. As you can see here, this is one of their robotics or artificially intelligent robots in Esau's future. That if this AI were truly under control, you will have robots thinking that they're human. All right, but right now, the word is out that a lot of the AI has gone rogue or has gone rogue before. Okay, and even recently with Google's AI, and also the law that was passed in San Francisco for killer robots to be used in certain situations. So they've been given the green light. This is also going to come with what halo suits, or what they call the Talos suits. We were hearing about maybe about 5 years back. Okay, because they know when they change the system, all hell is going to break loose, and the people are going to fight against what? The system everywhere. So they're going to have these instruments of cruelty or death, so to speak, to combat, you know, the problem, reaction, or the solution, the chaos. Okay, but really, overall, it's to fight against the house of David, because they know certain men are going to receive power from on high. All right, to combat these military forces, but mainly against these artificially intelligent, cyborg robots. They're robotics. All right. So I'm gonna get into some videos and some scriptures. Okay, now you're gonna understand why these scriptures are written for the last days. Okay, this is Deuteronomy 32, and let's see, I start at 23. As a matter of fact, 25. It says, the sword is a sword without, and terror within shall destroy both young man and the virgin, the suckling also with the man of gray hairs. It says, I said I will scatter them into the corners. I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men. And Salakia, I'm kind of getting over, an illness right now. So Salakia, if my voice sounds shaky. It says, were it not that I feared the wrath of the enemy, lest their adversaries should behave themselves strangely, and lest they should say, our hand is high, and the Lord have not done all this. And that's the state of these the ruling elite right now, with their artificial intelligence via robotics. Okay, they getting ready to roll this thing out full throttle in 2023. Okay, against the people, but mainly against the house of Jacob, tribes. Okay, and I'm gonna show the video just to prove it, because it's information out that San Francisco, they passed a bill on the killer robots to be used when necessary. Okay, it's a legal bill. It was passed about a week ago. All right, and there's also a video out there, if you can find it, where they already using the robot dogs, like a normal day, a normal, on the beat, to pretty much jail someone. I forget where, but I think it was on the West Coast. So it's already in the books, but I'm gonna show you how far their technology has gone. They show you in the movies, they show you in the video games. They have it, they're ready to roll this thing out. Well, actually, the Lord is ready to unleash, evil upon his people and upon the world. All right, the wicked of this world, of course, using his left hand. Okay, and it says, our hand is high, and the Lord have not done all this. That's the pride of Esau. It says, for they are a nation void of counsel, neither is there any understanding in them. Right, he's the vessel of dishonor. Okay, and it says, oh, that they were wise, that they understood this, that they will consider their latter end, meaning in the last days, because Esau Edom will be in rulership, along with the adjoining nations. Moab, which is the Chinese, Ammon, the Japanese, and all the other heathen nations. Okay, they're trying to bring in this great reset. Okay, so let me continue. Well, this is going into the power that's getting ready to be bestowed upon the Lord's chosen men. Certain of them are going to get it on this side before our Lord Yahawashi returns. It says, how should one chase 1,000 and two put 10,000 to flight, except their rock has sold them and the Lord has shut them up? Okay, so let me continue on before I share the videos of this artificial intelligence, his robotics. Right. Again, we know this one, Ecclesiastes 39 and 28. It says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance. That's what those are instruments are for, those robotics. There be spirits created for vengeance. Those are spirits, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In their time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. All right, because it's not really Esau. Though Esau was set up to hate Jacob, all right, and be deceived to create this technology, all right. But it's really the Lord, indignation upon his own people, okay, as he has done in the past. All right, fire, hell, and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. That's a sword, okay? That's part of his sword. Okay, them killer robots. What else we got? We got what's it? Psalms 83 and 2. It says, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, the secret, societies, etc., and consulted against thy hidden ones. All right. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may no more be in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Okay, that's you tribes. All right. And even the speckled bird tribes that they can number. All right. The Israelites that are fair skinned or look like the other nations. All right. Like I said, whom they can number and locate. All right. And it says the tabernacles of Edom. All right. And the Ishmaelites, the so-called Arabs of Moab, the Chinese, and it goes into the Hagarenes and the other nations, all right? The Africans, all right? All those nations are confederate against us, all right? That's why you have a such thing as Northcom, Africom, all the other coms according to the continent, right? Because they're all part of this great reset to come against the tribes and any of the so-called poor that resist, which we really are the poor.
Now at 7, police robots with the potential for deadly force. The SFPD policy just considered by San Francisco supervisors, allowing robots to kill suspects in certain critical situations.
There's been a lot of talk about RoboCop, or, which I think sets, a whole lot of minds going to a whole lot of different places.
This is KTVU Fox 2 News at 7 on KTVU Plus.
And that controversial plan just passed about an hour ago in an 8-3 vote. Welcome, everyone, to the 7 here on KTVU Plus. I'm Alex Savage.
And I'm Greg Lee. Those police robots will be allowed to use potentially deadly force. The plan's drawn criticism from civil liberties advocates. KTVU crime reporter Henry Lee reports.
San Francisco police asking for approval by the Board of Supervisors to use robots like this one as a potential deadly force option. That means military-grade machines operated by trained officers could potentially kill suspects during critical incidents.
There's been a lot of talk about RoboCop, or, which I think sets, a whole lot of minds going to a whole lot of different places, but this is not that.
San Francisco Supervisor Rafael Mandelman supports using robots for specific life-threatening cases.
In fact, I think it would be irresponsible not to make some kind of plan to use that technology in that horrific eventuality.
Is really just opening a window that eventually somebody's going to want to crawl through.
Matthew Goriglia, a policy analyst with the Electronic Frontier Foundation, says it doesn't make sense to give robots the ability to kill.
We are going to lessen the burden of using deadly force from having to pull a gun and pull the trigger to a button on a remote control.
SFPD already has 17 robots, and none of them have live ammunition. But the department is considering using a robot with explosives attached as a way to get into a building with violent, armed suspects barricaded inside. In a statement, SFPD said in part, while an explosive charge may be considered an intermediate force option, it could potentially cause injury or be lethal. Robots equipped in this manner would only be used in extreme circumstances to save or prevent further loss of innocent lives. The discussion in San Francisco comes just a month after the Oakland Police Commission decided against a policy that would have allowed OPD to use robots with shotguns. In Dallas, a robot armed with explosives was used by police to kill a man suspected of shooting and killing 5 police officers in 2016.
Transport the robot to the scene.
Supervisor Hillary Ronen spoke out against authorizing lethal force for robots, saying she thinks this is an incredibly dangerous route to go. In San Francisco, Henry Lee, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
And Supervisor Ronen.
I'm not gonna go as far as to say that no killer robot programs exist out there. The current state-of-the-art technology is fully capable of achieving such tasks, and even more. But I do think that it's time for us to decide what future we want for our world. The risk for some killer AI drone to spark a nuclear war is not far-fetched after all.
To prohibit weapon systems that would select and engage targets without meaningful human control.
A machine is not a moral anything. It's a machine. So allowing machines to, in theory, through algorithms, decide what they will target and what they will attack is one of the huge reasons why we consider it to be crossing the Rubicon, and grossly unethical and immoral. Machines should be in the service of human beings. Human beings should not be in the service of machines. Killer robots, as I understand how they would like to see them, with perhaps one pilot overseeing a swarm of 100 fighter jets, how could that one human being possibly control what those weapons do? It is totally impossible. Meaningful human control means that a human being is making the target and control the target and kill decision, period.
If we allow autonomous weapons to deploy and select and engage with their own targets, we will see disproportionate false fatalities, error rates with people of color, people with disabilities, anybody who has been excluded from the training sets by virtue of the builder's own inherent bias. And I don't think that we as a community, as a global international community, want to disproportionately target vulnerable communities, especially under the guise of authoritarian regimes. In my experience at a computer vision startup where I was for about 2 years, I can tell you firsthand that these algorithms find new and spectacular ways to fail. And in so many ways, they do it such that humans just simply can't understand what went wrong, what they need to do to correct it, or how to fix the problems.
If you like this video and want to see more,
right? And this is why we're going to need power from on high, which is going to give to the throne of David, which are here today in the reincarnation, okay, to the apostles and elders on down, who we hope to be of that elect number, okay? And it says in Jeremiah 16:14, it says, therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahawah, that it shall no more be said that the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. This is the old Egypt. But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north. What north? North America. That would be Egypt after the one that the Lord destroyed in the ancient world. Let's look at the back of your dollar bill. That's just a hint. Okay? Go to DC, etc. And look at the how the architecture is built. They have obelisks, etc. That all goes back to Egypt or ancient Hamitic rulerships of the past, which are the true Africans. Okay, those were the first Satanists. And it says, but the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, North America, and from all the lands whither he hath driven them during slavery, called a transatlantic slave trade. And I will bring them again into their land, which is Jerusalem, that I gave unto their fathers. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them, which are the prophets, okay, waking up his elect, all right, starting with the 144,000 men, okay, which are written in the scriptures, who we reading about, which are back here today. It says, and after will I send for many hunters, okay? They're going to turn back into that throne of David, the house of David, which they had what? Spiritual power, okay? And it says, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks, okay? And mountains represents governments, okay? So wherever Israel scattered, wherever his remnant is located on the earth, you know, out of the 144,000 or the men that's part of that great multitude, they will receive protection and power from Yahawah, Yahawashi, Heavenly Father and his Son, to protect themselves and also to protect the elect, and to, I'll just say it, and exalt the name of Yahawah and his Son, who's coming back, which his name is Yahawashi. Okay, he's going to fill the skies with those so-called UAPs, which are the chariots of Israel, or what you call UFOs. Okay. Let me see. There's more, of course. It's Romans 9. Right. And then there's Romans 9 and 26. It says, and it shall come to pass in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people. Right here. In this place. All right. Called Negro, West Indian, Haitian, Spic, Spanish, Wetback, and all those bywords, which is part of the curses. It says, there shall they be called the children of the living power. Isaiah also cries concerning Israel, though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, meaning it can't be numbered, a remnant shall be saved. Only a remnant this time. Okay, the Lord's not going to wait 40 years like he did in the wilderness for all of the wicked to die. They're going to die this time around, all right? And only the election is going to be saved. It says, for he will finish the work. That's the Heavenly Father and his Son. He will finish the work and cut it short in righteousness, because a short work will the Lord make upon the earth. Ooh, it says, and as Isaiah said before, except the Lord of Sabaoth, which means the Lord of armies, had left us a seed, we had been as Sodom and been made like unto Gomorrah. So what is that telling you? There's only a remnant, and that great wrath that Esau and these nations with their armies coming down on Israel, if he didn't give us that power and he didn't intervene, we'll all be destroyed. Because that's part of the NWO plan. But that's the Lord's movie. That's how he wanted it written. Okay? That's how he wanted it written. And we're going to be in dire straits. This is very soon. This is not in the far future. It's happening now. Okay? Told you the outcome of 2023. They going full force with their agenda. All right? And they're telling you out of their own mouth. It's not some hidden information. If it's hidden, it's because the Lord wanted to blind you. Point blank, period. And you're just going to just see you in the kingdom. That's all. And let me see. There's more. Zechariah 9 and 13. It says, I'll start at 11. It says, as for thee, also by the blood of thy covenant, I have set forth thy prisoners out of the pit wherein is no water, meaning no truth. All right? This place is Babylon the Great. All right? And it says, turn you to the stronghold, ye prisoners of hope. Even today do I declare that I will render double unto thee. When I have bent Judah for me, which is the so-called Negro tribes. All right? I heard the noise earlier. All right? Judah for me, and filled the bowl with Ephraim, to the so-called Latino tribes, and raise up thy sons, O Zion, against thy sons, O Greece. Who's the Grecians? You know who nation is that? Alexander the Great's people. And made thee as the sword of a mighty man. Okay? So that's going to be the opposite end, the other end of it. The balancing out. All right? Unto victory. All right, so let me see. It's Isaiah 41:14. It says, Fear not thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel, I will help thee, saith the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument, having teeth, a weapon of war. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shalt make the hills chaff. Thou shalt fan them, and the wind shall carry them away, and the whirlwind shall scatter them. And thou shalt rejoice in the Lord, and shalt glory in the Holy One of Israel. So this is going to show you in the times to come, with these this AI, artificial intelligence, robotics, the Lord is going to give His men powers like before, right? Like the house of David. Okay, the Lord is going to exalt His men in these latter days. Okay, against the wicked, right before His Son, returns. All right, so that's going to be the balance. So we have yet to see the miracles, because that's a miracle. Because in this time, Esau has the ability in these nations to destroy many people, okay, with their weaponry, that being robotics, which I showed you in the video. Okay, so that's going to be the Lord's, how would you say it, trump card. Okay, He's going to exalt his men, His ancient men, with those abilities once again. There's many of the scriptures on that. Okay. And I hope this video is edifying to the elect. Till next time, Shalom, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, BARAKATH. Till next time, Shalom, we're almost out of here. Great miracles are about to take place, but before that, the hour of temptation is upon us. Okay, so Shalom.